Alright, let's talk about big. I mean really big. We've all seen helicopters before buzzing around like mechanical dragonflies, but then there's the Sikorsky CH-53K King Stallion. This isn't just another helicopter, it's a flying giant, a true titan of the skies. When this machine comes to life, you don't just hear it, you feel it in your bones. The ground shakes and the air hums. You suddenly realize you're in the presence of something truly monumental. Imagine a machine so powerful it can lift an entire armored vehicle off the ground and fly it over a mountain. That's not science fiction, that's a Tuesday for the King Stallion. This helicopter is the heavyweight champion of the US rotorcraft fleet. Its job is simple: carry the heaviest stuff to the toughest places, deserts, jungles, the deck of a rolling aircraft carrier, a dusty remote outpost. The CH-53K is designed to deliver. It's a workhorse, a beast of burden with rotors. The need for a flying heavyweight. So why does the military need a helicopter that's basically the size of a small apartment building? Modern battlefields are complicated places. You can't always build a road or a runway where you need to go. Sometimes, the only way in or out is through the air. The United States Marine Corps operates on being able to deploy anywhere at a moment's notice. They are an expeditionary force. They have to bring their own supplies. They have to bring their own vehicles. They have to bring their own equipment, often to coastlines and rugged, undeveloped areas. Over the years, the gear our soldiers use has gotten heavier and more complex. Thicker armor, more powerful artillery pieces. Logistical needs have grown. The older helicopters, while capable in their day, were starting to struggle. They couldn't lift the next generation of equipment, like the JLTV. The Marines were facing a lift gap. They had the gear, but couldn't get it from ships offshore to troops inland, especially in hot climates or at high altitudes. It's like moving your house with a truck that only fits a couch. The military needed a bigger truck, a helicopter that could carry heavier loads, farther, faster, in the toughest conditions. You don't just whip up a machine like the King Stallion in a backyard garage. Building this helicopter is a massive undertaking, a dirty job on a colossal scale. Thousands of skilled workers and advanced manufacturing make it happen. The process starts with a skeleton, a high-strength airframe, lightweight composite materials, aluminum alloys. Composites are super strong plastics reinforced with carbon fiber. That makes the helicopter lighter, so it can carry more weight, more fuel, more troops, more gear. Strong enough to survive a war zone, yet light enough to fly efficiently. The heart is the engine and the transmission system. Not one engine, or two, 3 GE T408 turboshaft engines, each around 7,500 horsepower. Over 22,500 horsepower combined, more than about 50 sports cars. Those engines drive a massive main gearbox, a marvel of gears and shafts, feeding 7 huge main rotor blades and 4 tail rotor blades. The dirtiest part you don't always see: miles of wiring and hydraulic lines. The aircraft's nervous system. That's what enables fly-by-wire. Pilot moves the stick, computer interprets, actuators adjust the blades. Every component, from the smallest rivet to the rotor blades, is meticulously inspected and tested. So we know it's big and powerful, but what does that actually mean in the real world? What kind of stuff can you fit inside the King Stallion? The cargo bay of this helicopter is a cavern, over 30 feet long, 9 feet wide, and 6.5 feet tall. That's big enough to drive a Humvee straight in with room to spare, or load it with standard military cargo pallets, up to 8 of them, ammunition, food, water, medical supplies. But the real party trick is outside. Using its 3 external cargo hooks, it can lift an astonishing 36,000 pounds. That's 18 tons, the weight of about 3 full-grown African elephants. Its primary external load is the JLTV, up to 27,000 pounds fully kitted out. It can also carry a 155mm howitzer, its crew, and a starter pack of ammunition, all in one trip. Reconfigure for people. Crash-worthy seats for up to 30 combat-equipped Marines. In a pinch, it can hold up to 55. On the same day, it could deliver a vehicle to the front, return for pallets of water and MREs, then evacuate wounded soldiers. That quick-switch flexibility is a massive force multiplier for commanders. The King Stallion isn't just carrying cargo, it's carrying options. It's one thing to throw around numbers like 99 feet long and 22,500 horsepower, but it can be hard to grasp. So, let's put the CH-53K into perspective. Its main rotor diameter of 79 feet is wider than a professional tennis court. Park it on a suburban street, and the nose is at one driveway while the tail reaches the next house over. We said it can lift 36,000 pounds. That's like a fully loaded city bus, or one of those big whale-watching boats. A standard payload equals roughly 2 Ford F-350 pickup trucks. This single helicopter has the power of about 150 cars, or more than 22 Formula One cars. All that power turns massive blades whose tips slice the air at hundreds of miles per hour. It holds over 2,400 gallons of jet fuel, like filling about 160 cars. That's what gives it the reach to fly deep without refueling. It's a machine on a completely different scale, a true giant of engineering. Stories about machines are one thing, but the real test is how they perform when the job gets dirty. The King Stallion is built for the toughest missions, the ones where failure isn't an option. Picture this: a US embassy in a politically unstable country is suddenly under threat. Citizens need evacuation. Fast. The airport is blocked. Roads are impassable. How do you get them out? You send in the Marines, and their ride is the King Stallion. In hours it can fly from a ship far offshore and land in small, improvised zones, load up dozens of people and fly them back to safety. Natural disasters can strike anywhere. A massive earthquake cuts off mountain villages, roads and bridges gone. The King Stallion becomes a lifeline, delivering water, supplies, even construction equipment. Hover, lower a generator or a field clinic, then airlift the injured. It excels where others lose power, hot and high. A single flight brings a week's supplies, and maybe a replacement vehicle. It can recover downed aircraft or damaged vehicles, saving millions and denying enemy intel. In the toughest jobs, the King Stallion proves it's a critical tool for success. So, how does this 88,000-pound monster actually defy gravity? It all comes down to the 7 massive main rotor blades, each shaped like an airplane wing. Air moves faster over the curved top, slower under the flatter bottom, creating lower pressure above and higher below. The pressure difference creates lift. When lift exceeds weight, up you go. Pilots change blade pitch to control lift and tilt the rotor disc to fly forward, backward, or sideways. Spinning rotors create torque. The tail rotor pushes sideways to counteract it and keep the nose steady. Foot pedals adjust tail rotor pitch to yaw left or right while hovering. Blades are composite masterpieces, incredibly strong and aerodynamically efficient. Advanced fly-by-wire makes tiny automatic adjustments, critical with heavy, swaying external loads. It can even hold a perfect hover at 50 feet above a point, freeing the pilot to focus on the mission. A beautiful, brutal dance of power and physics. A high-tech solution to lifting heavy things. That's the science that lets a giant rewrite what's possible. A machine as complex and powerful as the King Stallion is nothing without the skilled people who operate and maintain it. Flying this beast isn't like hopping in a car. It takes at least 4 highly trained Marines, 2 pilots, a crew chief, and a mechanic or aerial observer. Pilots command the aircraft, manage engine power, navigate rough terrain and weather, and communicate with the ground. They undergo years of rigorous training, from rough sea deck landings to precision lifts in blinding brownouts. Behind them, the crew chief is master of the cabin, calculating weight and balance, securing loads, running winches and cargo systems. During external lifts, they're the pilot's eyes, guiding the aircraft and calling clearances. They also man the defensive guns if needed. For every hour in the air, many more on the ground. Mechanics inspect, repair and service engines, hydraulics, blades, ensuring every system is flight ready. They are the unsung heroes who make sure the King Stallion delivers power, safely and reliably. It's a job with zero room for error. People and machine, one purpose. When you strip it all down, the CH-53K King Stallion is more than metal, wires and composite blades. It's a symbol. It represents a nation's commitment to give its service members the best tools. To those on the ground, that silhouette means reinforcements, supplies, a ride home. It's also diplomacy and compassion at scale, bringing relief where roads can't. Decades of research built a machine that lifts 3 times its predecessor, in hotter conditions and at higher altitudes. It inspires the next generation of builders and flyers. It's a promise to the soldier, a lifeline to disaster victims, a masterpiece of engineering and the work of thousands. The CH-53K doesn't just lift heavy things, It lifts capabilities, spirits, and pride. And this giant is more than up to the task.